Hello, welcome to this video. And in this video, today I'm going to just give a quick walkthrough of the new model GPT4o, which is GPT Omni. And the reason for that is because they've been working on making that available to all free accounts. I think if you haven't watched the video I made of all the updates for GPT, I encourage you to go to my update for today, or the video that says spring update for OpenAI. Okay. And in there, I really gave a very good walkthrough top to bottom of all the updates that have been made. But here, this is the free account. It was the Turbo 3.5 Turbo version or model for ChatGPT. Okay. So if you're someone that didn't have or doesn't have the Plus account, which is the paid account, this is the one that is a free account, and I'm going to give you the walkthrough. So they made this available for me. I imagine as someone who has a background in tech, I was a software engineer before, you have to sometimes do things methodically, go not line by line. In this case, go regional so that if something bombs, in other words, if something goes wrong, they're not scrambling to make the whole world almost, resolve an issue that the whole world is going. So they're going regional, making the latest version 4.0 available to all the free accounts. Okay, so that's what this demo is. So first things first, if you see here, they made the screen friendlier, as they said. They made it easy, friendly and cleaner than it was before. I don't have right now a screenshot of what it was before. It wasn't that bad, but this is much, for sure, this is much kinder to the eyes, should we say. As you can see, it gives you examples, email for a plumber quote. It can help you create all those items. Even before it had 4 of those, but they're more like a line item rather than a little card, box or card style, showing of what this could be. Okay. So first things first, if you haven't gone into your account, your free account, I encourage you to do that. If you don't have a free account and you'd like to get one, the best thing is go to chat. Let me show you here. Let me do a demo here. If you go to chat.openai.com, because I'm already logged in, mine is going to just go into a new account. However, if you go here, first of all, one of the updates they made earlier this year was that they enabled people to be able to create an account without logging in. So you have access to a free account without necessarily creating a login. You can access it a little bit, I think only up to a point. And then afterwards, you have to create an account. So when you go in, it will do, it will bring up a screen for you to log in. Actually, let me log out. Let's do this. Let's show you. So as you can see, it's gonna, right now it's welcoming me because it knows I have an account. However, if you see on the back end there, it's 3.5 version, and that is how 3.5, by the way, looks. That's what I was saying. It had 4, same thing 4, but they are more like line item rather than like a card. They call that a card type of layout. And if you go here, it will ask you to sign up or log in or stay logged out or log in. So as someone, me, who has already an account, I would go to login. But if you're someone new, you don't have any account, you sign up. Okay. So when you sign up, all it's going to ask you literally is just your names and an email address. And then you'll be all set. That's it. Name, email address, and you're good to go. Okay, so for me, I'm going to log in. It's probably going to just bring me in because I'm already in here. And my login email is that. All right, And there we are. So initially, because I had already logged in, I'm going to change one of the things you're going to do. Okay. All right. I think when we log in, actually, it has a different screen. So you see, I'm also discovering this. So this is a login that is going to have right now. The default at this point is GPT. As you can see, this is GPT 3.5 Turbo. So if also you want to find out what version of GPT is, you can ask it literally. Okay, so I'm going to do that. What version of chat? We can say ChatGPT are you? And then it will tell us. So this is and based on, so let's see, you've reached your GPT-4 limit. Responses will use 3.5 until your limit resets after 1025. Oh my God, that's amazing. All right, so I'm glad because this will show you one of the things that for this version that are limited for a free version. So there you are. The reason for that is earlier when I logged in, because I found out, this has been updated and I went in just to ask a few questions. By the way, when you come in, if you have an account already, you may find that it may give you this type of screen and you're going to wonder where are my prior chats, the prior chats that you did. So this was also changed. It used to be, it had a little arrow here and you click on it, it closes. In other words, it closes off the left-hand menu, which is where your chats are. But now they have put this one. This little icon is the one. Open your sidebar. It now uses this. Before they were different actually in the Plus account and also the free account. So if you click on that, you're going to see your prior, your prior chats. So as you see here, today, these are the chats that I did. I was testing actually to see. And this one, again, it's just, I was asking, this is a test of time. I wanted to see, when you log in, here's the thing. When you log in for the first time, okay, you're going to be in 3.5. That's what I wanted to demo. And so what I did, which is that chat that you see here, I just asked test of time because I wanted it to say something. And the reason for that is because of this. Unlike in the Plus, by the way, there are differences. I may need to just talk about this, so, I may not refer very much to the Plus, but they've changed a few things. As you see, they changed the layout. This right here, which is one's menu, the menu to your account, used to be down here to the left, bottom left-hand side, where literally this upgrade plan is. This is where it used to be. The upgrade plan used to be, you clicked on that and then this showed up, upgrade plan. I think now they just want people to upgrade. But this used to be here. So this has just come up here. They've just changed it, all right? But this is where you're going to go for your menu. You can put your little picture here. The other thing is that this will have your settings. I'll go into that a little bit later. But for now, what I wanted to show you is when you log in the first time, it's going to probably show, the first time is first of all going to say you have a new model. I don't have it because I already got it. It's going to be a little picture. I think it's bluish purple. And it will say, you have model 4.0 right now. You have access to it. Okay, so I got that yesterday, but when I came back today and I tried to get in, this is really how my screen was. By the way, if you want to start a new chat, you click here, okay, new chat, and then it will clear everything and it will bring up a possibility for you to start a new chat, okay? So you see that it just has that, and this is how it used to be before, literally. You see that it checks, when you have a check mark, it's showing you which version of GPT it is. In this case, this would be 3.5 Turbo. It may not tell you, but that's what it is. That's why I wanted to ask here so that you can see. Responses will use 3.5. Anyway, however, here's the thing. in order to invoke or bring about for it to give you the option to use the latest version, which is, or the new and latest, which is GPT 4.0, which is Omni, okay, you will need to actually type something. Right now, as you see, I tried to type that, it gave me that I've reached my limit. So you have very, very little access to using GPT-4 if you have a free account. So use it sparingly. If you want something that gives you more information, I would suggest that you use it for that. Otherwise, use 3.5, okay? Again, if you go to my video where I talk about what the new changes are, you're going to know that there will be limits for that. Now, the Plus accounts also will have limits, but they're more than the free account. So for example, the individual Plus account, they say has 5 times more. And then the team is the next one. Team is where there's more than one person and they that account pays for more than one team member. So each team member has a certain amount. I think it's $25 per team member. And those people have more tokens, really. They're called tokens. In other words, the time that you can actually use, the number of times, and also the responses, depending on what you ask ChatGPT, that you can use it to get information that you may need. And then the next one is enterprise. Enterprise actually hasn't started because they're still, pushing out these to both the Plus and also the Team Plus account types. Okay. So having said that, I'm going to show you here how you can go. So these are the ones for today. And in order to access any of your previous chats, just click on it and then it will bring it up. And there's a very special thing I want to show you here. As you see, I really gave it a very basic. I said, this is the test of time. I just wanted to see what it would say. As long as it said something, it gives you this little menu here, if you see that, okay? So what that means is this, read aloud. It's going, if you click on that, it's going to, I hope you had that. It literally reads this for you. So if someone maybe needs to use that to hear, they can use that, especially maybe people that are hard of hearing, okay? This little sign here means copy. You can copy this prompt or you can copy the text and, you will get that. This means it's a good response and this is a bad response. The reason for this that you could use this actually is because you are also training GPT for your account to give you the types of responses you want. So the more that you actually flag this to be either good or bad, the better this will be. Now, because for me, I've been using this literally from when it dropped back in November 2022, I really stopped saying it's a good response because it's good. But when it's really bad, actually, I click on that because I don't want it to bring me that type of response again. What is a bad response? Okay. A bad response is whereby, especially if you have a new account, you have an account, but you don't use it often, is that you will get a response that really isn't what it is that you wanted or asked. Okay. I remember in the beginning, for example, many of us, as we were training our ChatGPTs for our accounts, you would get some responses that weren't really good. A bad response is something, not something deadly, but it could be that you may ask, I'm going to ask a really arbitrary question that, hey, tell me how many boroughs, for example, tell me, this is very straightforward, but just as an example, tell me how many boroughs make up New York City. Okay, there are 5 boroughs that make up New York City. In this case, instead of naming boroughs, it may say, okay, there's Manhattan, there's the Bronx, there's Brooklyn, and then all of a sudden it says the capital of, it also adds on the capital of New York, which is Albany. That is not a borough. So by that is a bad response. It's not correct, in other words, or it's not very correct. Some of the information is not right. Also, there may be other instances. In this case, I talk a lot about project management. Maybe you ask it how many phases or something specific, and it gives you something that isn't necessarily right. Okay. A good example for me is the knowledge areas. For those who may know or do project management, there are 10. But sometimes it puts some things that are not there, like a work breakdown structure. That is part of a knowledge area, but it's not a knowledge area. So things like that, you correct it. You may say bad response and then say this is how it is so that it lands it. Again, remember, we are training this artificial intelligence. Prior to releasing it, they did a lot of training for it. But right now, as you use your account, you train it to give you the type of answers that you want. Okay. So the next one after that is this little down arrow. That is like a drop down arrow. It gives you options. Prior to me changing this is what it had. Okay, so now it's gone to that, so that's why. But it was 3.5, and then I had to change it to choose this one, get plus. So why is it telling me get plus? Because remember, it showed me before that I have reached here in the newest, that I've reached my limit because of these 3 questions. By the way, this wasn't a lot. So that's why I'm saying if you have a free account and you want to use the latest version, just make sure that you're using it sparingly, because I think it gets finished very quickly. I mean, look at this. This is from yesterday. In fact, I wasn't, finishing up. And then this one based on GPT architecture. What did I ask? What version of GPT are you? That's all I asked. Okay. And the latest version developed by OpenAI. So here it told me the latest version, but it didn't spell it out. However, it then went on to say I've reached my limit for GPT4o, and then it's telling me to get plus. So what is plus? Plus is these ones. Here's how you see the plus. Okay. So that's the free account, which is you don't pay any amount. The next one is $20. That's the plus one. And then the team one that I was telling you is 25, not 20. I'd say maybe, yes, I think I'd say $25 per person per month for the teams. The next one after this is enterprise, but they don't show it unless if someone wants enterprise, then you can actually reach out to them. Okay, which you click here and then you get it. Let's click and see how we get redefine work. So as you see, there are many companies that are using it, but we don't need that. This is more complicated, more complex rather, not complicated. And also it only trains, they have certain guards around it. So it will only train people's company data with that company. It's not gonna work or train data like the personal one here, okay? All right, a few things to show you. So that's how you access, you go here and you change it. It's not going to be changed automatically. When you log in the first time, if you haven't yet used 4o, you need to click on this down arrow. By the way, let me show you, hopefully, let's see, will it show it? I think it won't. One thing I wanna show you is this. When you start to type something to invoke or give you the ability to choose the option for the version to use, you're going to find that for 3.5, it has that like thunder icon, which is this. And then the latest GPT4o is going to have like the star. This has been used many times over, the star here. It's going to have that. I think even when I showed you the different types, it showed you that, okay? It showed you that if you go here, it has those little stars, okay? So that is how you're going to know that that's the latest and greatest. Also, to see that. All right, so that's how you do that. And remember, again, if you want to close the menu, you click on this little arrow here, it will close it. If you want a new chat, you click on that, the pencil, pen, little icon, and then it will start a new chat for you. But as you saw, it's gonna start, it's gonna be 3.5. Okay, So we're finished with that. The other thing I wanted to show you here is the menu, your account menu. It's now at the top right-hand side. If you go there, a few things. Customize GPT. What do you want here? The first one, I don't have anything here. That's for a reason, because I want to use it here when I'm doing actually training and show people to demo that. That's why I don't have anything. However, I do have in my Plus account, okay? But what goes here? What would you like GPT to know about you? So here, the types of things that you're going to put are some of these thought starters. So they gave us some questions that you can think where you based. You don't have to say necessarily your town or anything like that, but at the very least, if you can say the USA, why? Because it will customize your responses according to either the country and or the state you're in. I think here I would say maybe the state and also the country you're in case of the USA. If you're in another country, you can also say your country and maybe the larger either district, province, or something like that, okay? You don't have to say the town. However, if you want, you can also say the town. The reason for that, it may give you information according to where you are. What do you do for work? What are your hobbies, interests? So here you're giving it that because why? When it's you're training it and it's going to learn to know what it is that you want, okay? And then for this bottom side here, how formal casual do you want it to be? For me here, I put first person because here in the very beginning, it used to answer my questions or responses in third person. So I wanted it to address me as in first person. So that's why I put that. Can you imagine? That's the only thing I have there. You can also here specify if you want it to be giving you brief or long detailed responses. I left that because sometimes I want either or. So if I want a short one, I will specify that in the prompt. If I want a long one, I'll also specify that in a prompt. Usually it will give me actually longer. It's only when I want short that I'll ask it, can you now give me this in a shorter format or bullet format or that whatever format I want. Okay, the next, how do you want to be addressed? Here, I didn't add that, but if you want to be addressed by your name, you can put that there. I would suggest do not put your last name. Maybe the first name is okay. But also you can put maybe if you have a nickname, if you have, for example, whatever your career is and you are something, you want to say you are the CPA expert or you are the project manager expert or you're the health professional expert, whatever it is, okay? You can say, you can tell it that. Otherwise, I leave it open. I left it open. Should GPT have opinions on topics or remain neutral? Here, you can choose how you want that. Here's how I do. Again, I didn't put anything by that because I do ask it for its opinions. For example, the times I may ask it to give me an idea, if I have an idea of my post and I want it to give me a good headline, like give me some ideas. I usually ask it at the very least 5 options and then I choose. Then sometimes I ask 5 to 10. It will usually give me 10. Now I don't have to because it's learned what I want. So sometimes it gives me 5, sometimes it gives me 10. Okay. And then I'll ask it, I literally want to filter it down. I say, which are the top 3 that you like and why? Okay. Then afterwards, I ask it, which is the best one you like and why? So I want it to give me its opinions. By the way, do I go always all the time with its opinions? Not necessarily, but many times it helps me with decision support, which is a big part for also project managers or other professionals. If you're in a leadership position, sometimes you may need it to help you with that, okay? So I wanted to show you that. The other part is also if you want whatever you put in here to be customized, to be enabled for any current charts. For example, if you decide, oh, if you had an account already and you hadn't customized this and then you're going to do that, do you want these new customizations to be put into consideration as it's answering your questions or prompts going forward? that is when you enable this. Otherwise, you can toggle between yes or no, enable for new, or enable for, or don't enable them, okay? So that's the customization. All right, I'm gonna click cancel. The next one is settings here. So for the general one here, the theme, this is going to be, you click on here, by the way, this is the menu, so each of them will give us different ones. So the first one is general, it will give us the theme, the system. Do we want it dark or light? Currently mine is light. If you want it dark mode, you've had, I think, of dark mode, okay? Or light mode, you can choose whichever you want. Sometimes I want dark, actually, if it's very light. Probably in the summer, I may opt for that. But now the weather's been funny with winter and spring, so I go for light. And then do you always show code when using data analysis? In other words, if you're someone who is going to go in a bit in data analysis and things like that, or showing you real code, you can enable that. Otherwise, don't. Now, here, for example, one of the things like I used to ask it, maybe create something for me, some kind of data, and put it in a table for me. It would literally show the code behind the scenes, and I didn't want that. So I disabled that. If you enable that, it's going to show you a bit of those details. And I don't think, if you need it, that you need it. If you don't need it, don't enable that, okay? If you do, great. You can go ahead and enable it. It will be showing you the code behind some of its answers. I don't need that. Language, auto detect. Otherwise, if you want, you can specify which one you want. Me, I put auto detection. Why? Especially if I get maybe an article, something in another language, and I put here, that is how I want it to be, to detect any language. So these are the different languages that it has. Okay, I haven't counted, but they said almost 50 international languages. Okay, so these are a bit different. I think these are versions probably of Chinese. This looks like Vietnamese, Turkey, Tagalog, that's Philippines, Kiswahili, this is Eastern Africa, Somali also. So anyway, there are many languages there so far. In the background, by the way, they're still training because I know I've been approached to do some training in another language that I speak, but I wasn't very fluent, Italian. Okay, and then archived chats. If you want, you can archive some of your chats. In other words, when you archive them, they'll be removed from here into the archive, just so that there are not many. I haven't archived any really. So unless, did I do any? Yes, I haven't archived any, so I don't have. And if you want, you can archive all of them. Like I said, I haven't. If you want, you can delete all of them. I would suggest maybe you don't, you may need some of them. And also the other thing I discovered, because one of the things that has been requested a lot is to have the ability to do a search in, our previous chats that we have, because many of us have a lot of chats. If you've been using ChatGPT for a long time, I'm one of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't have it here. But if you go on to and download the mobile app, if you haven't yet, by the way, go and download the mobile app. Excuse me, either Android or Apple, because they are available. In there, you're able to search your apps. If you have a prior chat that you want to reference or go back to, it will be able to help you with that, okay? On the mobile, not on the web, unfortunately, but it's available. Okay, let's continue. And then speech here. Here, all it does is it has the voice. And so what it's going to help you with is to choose, these are the 4 ones. There was another one, but I read in the news yesterday. I have to keep up. There's a lot happening, so I try to keep up. There's another one called Sky. They disabled it because I think people are complaining about it. But you can go under each of these. It will do a test for you. Let me see my volume. And you'll see like what each one comes out to be, okay? Juniper, Breeze. I'm not sure why it's not test, because before it would give. Anyway, if you click on either one of these, it will give you a test of the voice of how it comes out, and then you can choose which one you want to. The reason for this is now, this, if you go for 4.0 GPT, it has the voice capability. And so you can talk on the web, okay? On the web. I don't know if that capability has been rolled out. It could be that they're rolling out some parts of, the new version also. Maybe not all of it is available yet. I think that's why it's not talking, because on the plus account, it's already, it does talk, and it gives you a little bit of test of what that entails. Okay, each voice type, all of this. And then data control here is just improve the model for everyone. Why is this? You can opt that, for humanity's sake, if you want, you don't have to, that as you training your own model, it's also actually used to train the model of the overall OpenAI or ChatGPT. So that's why you have to be very careful. Do not put information that you don't want to be known here, okay? If it's something confidential, if it's HIPAA, if you're in healthcare, if it's PHI, if it's healthcare, PHI is patient health information, or HIPAA, any information for patients or anything like that, don't put it here. I know many healthcare workers are very legit. We take that seriously. So many of you will not do it. But aside from that, from the healthcare industry, any other industry that you might be in, if you're a lawyer, I'm thinking your lawyer-client privilege and things like that, do not put it here. Just put a scenario if you need it, or just put test information, Jane Doe, John Doe, whatever, if you need to use a scenario, okay? And then links. Manage, if you've shared anything. Here I was just testing. I have two probably that I tested. Otherwise, not much. Export, you can export data of a particular chart, or specifically anything else you may want, okay? Your account details will be included in the export. So here what happens is, if you want all your charts exported, they can be exported. And how that will happen is, it will take some time. It actually downloads it into a Excel, and then you get it as an Excel doc. It sends it to your email that is attached to the account eventually, okay? And then if you want to delete your account, don't do it. You can't delete it. But if you want, you can. I'm saying don't, but if you want, you can. Security. Okay, multi-factor authentication. This is where you want to increase your security. Multi-factor meaning that more than one authentication. So you may have, how you go in and it will send you a type of a code or something like that to your phone or email, and then you have to enter it and then enter your password, that kind of thing. That's what that means. Log out of all devices. So like me here, I have this on my phone. I also have it on this laptop. I think that's all I have for this. And maybe my husband may have it, like, for example, on his phone, his laptop, and also a desktop. I don't have a desktop at this point, but he does. So that's what they mean, that if it logs you out of all of the devices, you're going to be logged out of all of the devices, okay? So when will this happen? I don't know. When maybe you're not going to be there and you just want to close everything, that's when you could use that. Otherwise, not really, okay? So I hope this was helpful. I wanted to give you at least a test of how this looks, and you can try anything. So in terms of the basic things that, again, GPT4o has, please go and listen to my the video I made of all the updates, and it's very, very good actually video. I had a slide deck, and I was showing everything vividly, so it will be able to show you. But essentially, you have access to, as a free account, you'll have access to GPT4o. It will just be limited. So as you saw, for me, that was a good demo actually. When these things happen, I don't freak out. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is something we can use to learn. All right. So I thought you'd be able to use it more, but it seems at most maybe three chats. So just ensure that that you use it sparingly. If you don't want to upgrade to get a monthly subscription, the Plus account. Okay, so that's that. All right. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, feel free. I also want to say, if you enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and please share with anyone that you know this would be helpful. I really put this out to educate people. I know people are busy, and I've made this one of right now one of the things that I'm doing as my career. It's part of what I'm doing. So I take the time. There's so many updates that come out with AI frequently, and it's hard to keep up. Even though I'm doing this, I'll tell you that I can't keep up all the time. So do come back, do check in, and check for any updates. I'm here to share information. Last but not least, I've created a community where there'll be a course for project managers, not just healthcare, but project management, using that framework and really going into that and showing you how we can use ChatGPT for the different tasks that you have to ease or make our work easier, finish our tasks faster. You know, as a project manager, it can be daunting at times. There can be a lot of work to do. So for me, I used to advocate for a virtual assistant if you can, because honestly, you can get burnt out with project management. But since the dawn of this, since ChatGPT came, you can use ChatGPT as an assistant, and also you can use a virtual assistant. You can have both depending on your workload or what it is that you have. Okay. So I'm a big advocate for getting any help you can so that you don't get burnt out. And I'm talking from experience because I got burnt out. So that's the reason. Okay. So join I'm welcoming right now founding members. It's really deeply discounted. Come and join us and we'll have a good time. I have this I'll have more information in the notes below the video, but I also have it if you go to my LinkedIn, Rachel M. Kaiser, PMP, and look for the post for today, Tuesday. I share that information there. Also, actually, you can go in my featured section for my LinkedIn, and I have that also posted there. So welcome. I welcome you. If you have any questions, feel free. And also, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.